Good afternoon, Olivier. Good afternoon, Mathias. It's my great pleasure to welcome two top executives of ENGIE today at Movin'On. My name is Alexis Offergeld. I work for Michelin. I'm the director of the Open Lab, which is closely connected to Movin'On. So, Olivier Biancarelli, Mathias Lelièvre, can you please introduce yourself? Olivier, you are here on behalf of Isabelle Kocher, the CEO of ENGIE.
Yes, indeed. It's my pleasure to be there. I'm the head of an organization dedicated to B2T offers. It means business to territories offers. Everything encompassing smart city offers, distributed energy offers, and mobility offers.
That's interesting. Sorry to interrupt. But B2T, business to territories.
Exactly.
This is something that you mentioned to us before, and I think it's quite new. I mean, it's not common in terms of acronyms, and we have many also at Michelin, acronyms in the business. How did you come up with business to territories approach?
Because beside the traditional B2B business line, B2C business line, we have decided to create this B2T business line, taking into account that everywhere in the world, we had to deal with complex issues in territories. I mean cities, airports, campuses, islands. And so it takes a dedicated organization to deal with that. So at the end, what we try to do is to have this comprehensive vision and holistic vision of a given situation, and to try to put together all the infrastructure solutions, service solutions, and digital solutions to deal with
and energy solutions.
Yes. Energy solution, but beyond energy, because we are well known as a world leader in energy production, but we are also offering services for different customers, including these B2T customers, and more specifically cities. And you will understand quite easily why, because these cities are representing 50% of the world population, more or less, 54% exactly. But they are representing 75% of the energy consumption, and even 80% of the greenhouse effects. So it means that clearly the energy transition is happening in the cities.
And so you mentioned about business to territories, and you have also an entity or a business unit called Green Mobility, and you're in charge of that business unit?
Yes.
Matthias?
Yes, I'm heading a business development team to develop our green mobility offers. And those offers are very important for cities, but not only, also companies or even B2C customers. Our issue is how can we implement solutions today that exist today to prevent congestion and help with decarbonization of
Can you give us some specific examples, or maybe some cities where you had already some successes, just to highlight a few?
Yeah, sure. So the solutions that are at the heart of our offers are, for instance, in the field of what we call ITS system, intelligent transport systems, how to connect infrastructures, make them efficient. So, for instance, in Rio de Janeiro, in Niterói, in Brazil, we've been developing a solution to connect the traffic lights with cameras and dedicated cameras, so that the traffic lights are adjusting automatically to the flow and the traffic. And the immediate benefit for the users is that 30% less delay in queuing at those crossroads.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's working.
And that's a question as a citizen. How come it's not spread everywhere? What is the limiting and the blocking point? Because obviously there must be the technology that you implemented in Niterói. It works. Yeah. Can we do that here in Montreal? Is it already in your plans?
Yeah, we can do it everywhere, because basically it's a solution which goes through automatization of the infrastructure. You need an infrastructure that is able to communicate, and then it's a software to make it happen, and the software we master. So the question to roll it out and to make it real in every cities is that we need the tenders for cities to look for these kind of solutions And our differentiating point, I think, as ENGIE is that we talk only about solutions that deliver concrete benefits today to all the users, all our customers. It goes from energy efficiency in lighting to improving congestion with real figures and real results.
Okay, very interesting. And what are your ambitions in your business? Because it's a key for sustainable mobility, and sustainable mobility is the heart of what we want to do here at Movin'On. What are your projections and your feelings in terms of figures or growth ambitions?
So Isabelle Kocher decided that we should focus on this question of green mobility businesses and to try to grow there. Because it's on the critical path of the energy revolution. 20% of the energy consumption, 23% of the emission of CO2 in the world. So we need to change
transport,
that.
right?
Transport, yeah, sorry. And today it's 95% dependent on oil. So, how to move this paradigm to something which is sustainable and greener. And today these activities inside ENGIE it represents a turnover of around 400 million a year. And the growth we expect to grow, multiplying by this figure by 2 in the coming years. So we have great ambitions in this field.
Great ambitions, and that's for the sake of public health as well. And better life. You were mentioning, I attended your panel talk, Olivier, and you mentioned about a big investment you did in terms of stations in Europe for trucks. Is that connected all together with what Mathias just mentioned?
Yes, it is, and it showed that we can make a big investment. In this case, it's 100 million euros to build this European network of compressed natural gas and liquefied natural gas for trucks, for light and heavy duty trucks. So it's possible. Because we work in a B2B, in this case, a B2B relationship where we have contracted with some companies to be sure that the volumes are here. And then we build a station after another and a big network. So it's already happening. Sometimes for other business cases, we are going to sign with the local authorities, public authorities for lighting or EV station, charging station. And it depends, in fact, on the business model. But it's always possible to find the right solution, taking into account that more and more business are relying on a public-private partnership. Because we are talking about long-term investment, it takes money, so it takes also confidence between these public and private partners.
Confidence?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes, because we are working closely with our stakeholders, we are city manager, but also with citizens. So sometimes we are here for 10, 20, or even 50 years. This is the case, for instance, with the Ohio very recently, concession of 50 years. So it shows that we are really in a long-term partnership, deeply rooted in the territories.
Very interesting. Thank you for those clarifications. So we are here in Montreal at Movin'On. What's the reason for ENGIE to be such a key stakeholder of this project, and how do you view your partnership with Movin'On and Open Lab?
Well, what we see is that all the solutions that we need to create a more sustainable mobility world do not exist. Some of them do, but not all of them. And our belief is that those solutions will be created only if people are able to work together, because the solution won't be only from the OEMs, not only from the energy players, not only with the local authorities policy. It will be a combination of know-how, of experiences. So it's very important for us to be part of an ecosystem which allows co-construction, and that is built on confidence, because this is the way we're going to make this real at the end of the day. That's our belief. So that's why we are very happy to be here and Movin'On with Michelin and with all the other players, and to imagine the future.
So let's imagine the future. We are glad that ENGIE is supporting Movin'On, Open Lab, and that we can build together for a sustainable mobility in the future. Good luck. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
very much.
congratulations for the organization.
Yeah.
It's great.
We'll tell that to all the organizers around, but you are part of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.